Python bands.py. Okay, blur, guitar 2, bass 1, percussion 1. Hey, I think this is kind of working. I haven't even tried to figure out how to store it yet. At least now I know I'm getting the pieces to store. Right? Okay, that's a good thing. Right? That's a good thing. I'm confident that I'm breaking this up into strings the right way. I'm not sure I'm handling all cases correctly. I've tested it exactly once, but I seem to be on the right track. And a little bit of feedback to tell you that, yes, you are in fact headed towards the School of Oriental and African Studies and not in the opposite direction because it's cloudy and you can't tell which way north is. Thank you, England. Right? A little bit of course correction early on can save you 20 minutes of walking. So, how am I going to store this? Well, I'm pretty sure I know how to store the instruments. I'm going to say result is, or counts is an empty dictionary, and then I'm going to say that counts of name equals number. And when I'm done, I'm going to print counts. So instead of printing them out as I'm going along, I'm actually stuffing them into a dictionary that maps instrument name to how many of those I've either got or need. Don't know which kind of file I'm reading, but I don't care. It's an instrument name and a count. Okay? Let's run that. Okay, blur is guitar 2, percussion 1, bass 1. Okay, good. Happy so far. Let's come back up to our file. And what's your favorite band that you're willing to admit to liking? Radiohead. Okay. Original lineup or current lineup? Original lineup. Okay, how many of what? Okay. I believe it's guitar 1, bass 1, keyboard 1, percussion 1, and I think one vocalist. Have I got that right? Who doesn't actually play anything?
Someone definitely sings in Blur too if we're having vocals.
My parents would disagree with you calling that singing, but okay. Right? We've got to start, right? Okay, so let's see what happens when I run this. Okay, it's working for that second band, and now, rather than printing stuff out, now's the time for me to figure out how do I want to store it when I've got band names and the things that are in them. Well, I've got a value, happens to be a dictionary, but it's a value, guitar 2, percussion 1, bass 1, and I've got a name. How do I store names and values? In a dictionary. So let's create a big dictionary called result. What I'm going to do here is say result of band name equals counts. Okay. I'm going to use the band name as a key, and that dictionary that I was putting together of instruments and how many we have or need as the value. So now let's print what this function returns. Nothing, because there's not a return statement. Every function in Python returns something. If you don't explicitly say, return this, Python says, well, I've got to return something. I will return the special value none, which means I got nothing. So what I want to do, of course, is return result. Okay, so now let's try it. Okay, this is not as easy to read, but I built up to it a little bit at a time. I've got the key Radiohead, name of band, and the value, 1 guitar, 1 percussion, 1 vocals, 1 bass, 1 keyboard, as a dictionary. I've got the key Blur, and I've got the value, dictionary, guitar 2, percussion 1, bass 1. Okay, that's all the information I wanted out of my file, I think. I can look up by band name, right, and I can find out how many instruments do they have. If I change my input file so that it is Beethoven's 0th Symphony, or what's your favorite Radiohead piece? Pick a song. I love the band, I can't name the music, right? Okay, Radiohead's cover of I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Paranoid Android.
You're showing off. Okay, so if I change these to be song names, instead of band names, nothing changes in here. It doesn't know or care. There's a string before the colon. That's what I'm capturing and using as the key in my result. And then there's instrument counts, and that's the value associated with that key. Okay? So I think this will handle a file that has song names here rather than band names, because let's face it, it's hard to tell the difference between the name of a song and the name of a band. Okay? So, okay, I think at this point, to first order, I've got something that will read stuff in. I need to come back and do some more testing. All right. So let me try this on, bands 0 equals no data at all. Okay. Let's come down here and assert that read stuff of bands 0 is an empty dictionary. Nothing in the file. I shouldn't get any results. Let's assert who's your favorite solo performer? Bob Dylan. Whining 1. Okay. Search stuff that read of band 0 is Bob Dylan should return whining 1. Let's move the test data down by the tests. Okay, so I've got the function at the top of the file and then the tests after it. So test and what should come out. Test and what should come out. And then assert read stuff from bands 2. Change the name. Is blur. Guitar 2. Bass 1. Percussion 1. Radiohead. Guitar 1. Bass 1. Keyboard 1. Percussion 1. I'm going to drop the percussion just to keep everything to fitting on the line. Okay. And vocals 1. Nothing against whoever it is that sings for Radiohead. I just want it all to fit on one line. Okay. So now I'm saying, if you give me this, I should get an empty dictionary. If you give me that, I should get Bob Dylan whining. If you give me that, then I should get this, and so forth. Okay? Let's try running it. Run silently. All of my tests must be passing. If I'm really paranoid, I'll go back and change the asserts to prints just to make sure the tests are running, but I'm pretty confident my asserts are passing. Okay? So I've got code right now that will read data once I've got lines, and I know how to get lines out of a file. Open the file, read lines, close the file, give the lines to somebody that knows how to do something with them. Okay?